Namaste, everybody. I bow to the love and the light in you. Lisa A. Romano here, the Breakthrough Life Coach. And as most of you know, I specialize in helping adult children from abusive homes heal from codependency, which has been created as a result of childhood programming. And as I like to say, dear one, it's not you, it's your programming. Ain't nothing wrong with you except your programming. And I'm a life coach that helps you delve into what that programming is, and I teach you the skills that you need to help you heal from it and move forward. So today I'm reading a viewer's question. Actually, it's not a question today. I'm really excited. This email is from Phoenix Fire, who comments regularly on my channel. Namaste, Phoenix Fire. And I got so excited when I read your comment that I printed it, and I wanted to do a video about it immediately because you personify accountability, dear one. You personify what my channel is all about and what it's trying to do, which is empower you and put the power back into your hands so that you can become the creator that you were meant to be and manifest the kind of life experiences you want to manifest. So until you tap into the power that's within you, you can't manifest what you want. And this is the problem. So those of us who have been abused in childhoods, we have these traumas that we're trying to work out. And we're still stuck on the idea that we need validation outside of ourselves because we're seeking the sense that we're enough. And our self, right, our perception of self does not know that we're enough until someone outside of us says, you're enough. Now, in a perfect, beautiful world, mommy and daddy would have done a really good job, and they would have said, you're enough, Phoenix Fire. You're enough, Sam, I am. You're enough, Lisa, whatever. You're enough, Michael. You're enough, whoever. In a perfect world, then our parents, your parents, would have been able to validate you, and you would feel anchored in a self. And then you can go out and then you could create what you want to create because you would be a forward-moving thinker and you wouldn't be stuck like a needle on a record, you know? You would have felt seen. Now your perception would tap into self, your feelings, your nuances, you'd validate it, and you would see life as an adventure, and you would go after your dreams. For those of us who are stuck, we are stuck because we have yet to feel good enough. And until we feel good enough, we don't feel valid. And until you feel valid, you don't feel worthy. And you don't pay attention to how you feel. You don't validate how you feel. So when you feel like being a painter, you poo-poo it. When you feel like being a dancer, you say, that's not for me, that's for those people. When you feel like being whatever, a construction worker or a mathematician or a professor or whatever, you find ways to downplay it because you don't know how to connect to the self. So I am really big on seeing the problem, seeing the program, and then taking accountability for what's in it, and then doing whatever we can to objectify it and learn how to be self-aware. Because without self-awareness, you don't have any personal power. Because if you don't know what's wrong, you can't fix it. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if your life sucks, if something doesn't change, you can't change it. Now, this is the thing. The only person that can change anything in your life is you. Other people can help you, like people like me and other teachers on YouTube can help you, but ultimately only you can fix you. So I just want to read this amazing letter from Phoenix Fire. She writes, Lisa, I hope you know what a lifesaver you really are. Snapshot of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable moment this morning. So that's one of the videos that I have posted on my channel. New relationship with sweet guy who chose to spend his day with his friends instead of me. I felt angry, sad, disrespected, and very alone. Sounds ridiculous, and after getting comfortable with the discomfort, breaking it down by realizing he has a right to spend time with his friends and not me. It's okay, only by being cognitive of my own reaction and how I was trying to manipulate to fulfill my emotional needs by trying to change his mind. And when that didn't work, I immediately went to push him away. Mindset to punish him for hurting me so deeply by not choosing me. Okay, well, if I don't see you today, I'll see you Wednesday. Punish him so he would see the error of his ways. After he left, I got real with myself, asking, why do I feel so rejected and lonely? From there, I broke down where and why these feelings came from, and of course realized this is on me. This is my codependent issue of not feeling validated, not feeling important enough for him to want to pick me over everybody else every time. As silly and illogical as it sounds, the heart and pain of my heart was real and felt devastating. I watch your videos all the time, but still feel I'll always be stuck in this emotional hell. I'm almost 50 and want to be free of myself. How does one escape from this? Do I just keep checking in with myself? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable? Is this the only way? I feel like it's too slow to make a real difference, and I will just fall back into old thinking habits because of not enough noticeable progress. Any advice? Please keep your videos coming. It's my only hope. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. Well, Miss Phoenix Fire, first of all, you did a phenomenal job. You broke it down, right? So this is what I teach in my programs and in my books and on this channel. Healing is a process. You have to be awake to what the hell is wrong, right? So you're awake to what's wrong. You've got some severe codependent issues that are not your fault, dear one. It's not your fault. Anybody that's codependent did not feel seen, validated psychologically and emotionally seen as a child. That's just a fact. So you could have had the most well-intended parents, but if they were involved in their own heads and they didn't emotionally connect to you and they did a poor job at helping you feel seen, then you're codependent today. Not your fault. So Phoenix, you acknowledge what the problem is, you identify it. If you can't identify the problem, you can't fix the problem, right? So you're a third of the way there. So now you're also learning to take accountability. So you're awakening, you have accountability now. This is all great stuff, Phoenix. So what I would say to you, dear one, is I would journal about this every day. About what I want you to do is I want you to journal every day for about 2 weeks. And I want you to list the times that you have found yourself, as many times as you can remember, that you've done this exact same thing, but in different situations. Maybe you probably started doing this when you were maybe a teenager, when you started to get a little bit of power. I know for me, I was doing it when I was a little kid. So if my mother never made me feel seen. So I would find ways to ignore her. So when she called me for dinner, I would ignore her. That was the way I was taking back my power. That's the way I was saying, you ignore me? Now I'm going to ignore you. That's what human beings do. It's a way for us to protect ourselves from being hurt. And our unconsciousness, we think that's our only defense. But we are cutting edge human beings. Those of us who are on this channel, you're watching my channel, you are a cutting edge human being. I'm telling you, you are awakening to the idea that you do not have to be codependent and that you can heal. I'm telling you, when you heal from codependency, you heal the fear within you, and then no man can control you. No media, no government, no religion, no nothing. You are your own person when you confront codependency and you heal from fear. And our fear is we are not enough. So codependency is all about healing that fear. So now, Phoenix, you've got to keep going. You can't stop here. You woke up, you realize what the problem is, you're taking accountability for it, you're doing your homework, just like I want people to do on this channel. Take your damn notes, watch the video over and over and over until these ideas become locked in your subconscious mind. You've got to rewrite over the old crap. And you have to become aware of how you're participating in this cycle. So Phoenix, you're just really reacting to old programming. And so what I want you to do is I want you to become super aware of how often you've used this exact tactic with other people in your life. Then what I want you to do is after you write down that entry, that journal entry, when have I used this manipulative tactic in the past because I was hurt? When have I punished people for pushing me away? When have I punished people for not doing what I want them to do? When have I punished people for not making me feel seen? Remember, dear ones, it's not anyone's job to make you feel seen, okay? We've got to really rise above that and see ourselves, see our own issues, our own pain, and we need to validate within ourselves. That's the key to recovery. Well, many keys, but that's a key to recovery. Then what I want you to do is I want you to imagine a scenario for the next time. How will I behave next time? How can I feel better about my boyfriend spending time with his friends? First of all, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're trying to monopolize all the time. It's sort of like having a hummingbird and putting the hummingbird inside your hands and then suffocating the hummingbird, right? A hummingbird's got to be able to fly. A relationship needs to be able to fly. People have to feel like they're in a relationship with you because you want them there, not because you're going to suffocate them, because you need them there. And what I think what you did, and I went through the same type of aha and awakenings, and it was really, really painful, but seeing it changed my life. I was able to recognize that when my ex-husband didn't make me feel seen, I punished him because unconsciously I was playing out this childhood dynamic where I didn't feel seen, and I was going to kiss your butt and do everything you wanted me to do, but the hook was, now you have to see me. I didn't understand that it was an unconscious need for me to feel seen, but seeing that dynamic and seeing the game that I played really helped shift me. So Phoenix, I think you're doing great. What we have to do now, and another thing, Phoenix, you know, I say this in my program, in a couple of the videos, I think, where I mentioned that I realized one day that 15 years was going to come. So let's say I woke up at 35 for argument's sake. You know, one day I realized, you know, 35, 45, I'll be 50 one day. If I never gave up trying to heal my heal codependency, who might I be at 50? So Phoenix, you can't give up. Every single day you've got to work at this, because one day you're going to be 55. And you might be so much better at 55 than you've ever been in your life. I'm 51, I'll be 52. I feel like I am mentally healthier than I've ever been in my life. And I'm looking forward. I don't want 65 to come real fast or 62 to come real fast, but I'm pretty confident that if I keep growing and confronting myself and looking for ways to grow, 60 is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be wiser than I am today. So Phoenix, never give up. This is a fight that's worth fighting. And I think this is really important to understand also, that when you heal, there's a ripple effect. So I know that healing for, it sounds very codependent, but you know, I didn't leave my marriage for me. I left it for my children. I knew that I was teaching them about codependency by staying in that marriage. So that might help you, even though it sounds a little codependent, but your life matters. You know, when you change the entire universe, because we are all connected. You know, even though it looks like we're separate, we're not. Our environments affect our brains and affects the way we think. And we are all part of an emotional grid. There is a grid, although we can't see it, we're all connected to it. You want to call it the matrix? Call it a matrix. I like to call it a grid. But there is a grid, and we're all connected to it. So Phoenix, when you change every day, even if it's just a little change, there's a ripple effect, and that goes out into the universe. And we as an entire whole, right, humanity, the planet, benefits because you had the courage to be self-aware and to ask yourself some really tough questions. And I, for one, I am so proud of you. And if you were in my office, I would jump in your lap and kiss your forehead. I'm not kidding. That's how excited I am by this post that you left on my video, Breaking Up with Codependency. Expect to be, or getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So Phoenix, I bow to the love and the light in you. I honor you, and thank you so much for leaving such a wonderful comment and being such an inspiration to my many subscribers. And dear ones, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. It helps push my videos up, and we help spread the love and the light that way. My next program launches on September 1st, I think it's this coming Thursday, September 1st, we launch. And the program will not be available again until 2017. So if you're interested in that, check out www.lisaaromano.com. I love you all. Thank you so much for being dedicated to growing in love and light. Namaste. I bow to the love and light in you as always. Bye.